All right, and we're live here with Masterclass Wednesdays with SampleServe. I'm Joshua Paul, and with me I have Russell Schindler. I'm product manager, marketing director of SampleServe. Russell is the CEO and founder. He's a professional geologist as well. And say hi, Russell.
Hey, how's it going? Happy Wednesday.
Happy Wednesday, yes, and thank you for joining us this afternoon. We like to bring on people. We like to talk about our platform on these shows. We like to give you tips and tricks on how to master the app, and bring on some experts from the industry every once in a while, and let you stay ahead of the curve in the industry, so you can write your own success story. So we're going to be talking about the Sample ENV platform, SampleServe's platform for environmental professionals. That includes wastewater and drinking water as well. And if you have any questions or comments during the show, throw a comment in there. I see Nick is already on here making a comment. Nick. Wednesday. And and if you know anybody you think this would be helpful to, I'll also give this a share to anybody else as well.
And, it's usually around this time of year that, as you start getting into December, people start planning out. As a matter of fact, I was looking earlier, and a lot of people are already like setting up their sampling schedules for 2025. Mm-hmm. And part of the reason they do that is they got to put together their budget, right? And the first part of putting together your budget is, what are we going to do, right? So they'll go out and they'll set up their schedule for the next year. And so this time of year is, good time to start planning and thinking, and really kind of the point we're trying to make here is for those of who are still using the old pen and paper, now's a good time to start thinking about going digital in 2025.
Yeah, definitely. Now, right now, specifically early December, late November, great time because, people are finishing up with a lot of projects right now, but also you want to get a head start on what's going to happen next year. Yeah. Specifically, so you're not at the end of next year rushing to finish up a bunch of projects.
Right. Yeah.
So today we're actually going to talk about, how easy it is to get started on the platform and the resources we give you to help you get started. We have a great user-friendly interface. Account setup is actually very quick. Really, the hardest part about it is finding your files and finding your data to upload.
Yep.
And then we have seamless data integration, so we can hook up your account to any kind of export functionality if you'd like, and you can also get APIs generated. We have customers that have APIs generated that upload their project data automatically every night. And we also have a great help video library for when you're getting started. It'll take you short videos through each individual segment of the platform. And we also have 24-hour customer support.
Those videos are one of the things that I go out and we use other people's software all the time. And that's one thing I will say that I like about our software. There's a lot of things I like about it, obviously, is that we put these little video tutorials just kind of embedded around, if you're right next to where you're working, if you want to know how to do something or you're just learning it, you just watch a little video and it teaches you just how to use that one thing. So it's not a big, long video. Most of our videos are between 1 and 3 minutes long, but it teaches you how to use that one little function. Sometimes, you don't need to watch them because it's intuitive, but the videos are very helpful. And I just wish a lot of other softwares would do something just like that because it's really, really convenient.
Right. Yeah. And we also have 24/7 customer support. There's a little box, and I'll show you that in a bit. And
usually me
talking person. Sometimes it's me, sometimes it's other people. And then you can benefit from it's got AI built into it too. So it'll try to answer your question right off the bat using AI, and it's actually pretty functional. It works pretty well. I like it.
I should say it's the AI usually. If it's not the AI, it's usually me.
Yeah.
And if it's not me, it's Josh. So
right. So I'm going to show everybody, just a quick example of like what it entails getting started on the platform. So I have a demo workspace right here, and I'm gonna add a new workspace, and this is what you're gonna see when you're creating your brand new account. First, it's gonna take you to your company sign up. So you're gonna choose: are you a laboratory, are you a consulting company, or site owner? Now, typically, you're gonna be the one on the left. You can be just easily the one on the right. When you are the laboratory, and you're creating this new account, this is essentially going to put your back end of the SampleServe account so that you can connect to all your clients' projects that are on the company side or the site owner side. You're going to be able to update your test library that they can choose from when they're creating work scopes. You can customize checklists, so when the bottles come in, you can add that checklist onto your receiving workflow. And then you can also see what's coming in. You can see what your projects, what your clients' projects are, and when they're coming in as well. Many other benefits as well. We're going to start with a site owner consulting company here. So I'm going to put in a name. I'm just going to say demo company. And that's going to be the URL that it adds to my workspace. So I know when I'm on my demo company here. See, it says up here, democompany.sampleserve.com now. So now I have my empty workspace here. There usually is a demo project that shows up here, but I'm on a different account right now. So there's a demo project that you can go in and you can see. Essentially, it's a fake made up workspace that you can go in and test out all the kinds of. It's got a bunch of dummy data uploaded. You can make maps and graphs. You can plan dummy projects, all kinds of stuff. But we're going to go and we're going to add a new project here on the top right. And this is going to be just our test project. And we're going to make this in Michigan because that's where me and Russell are right now. The only three things you need is the name, the where you are, and the time zone. You can fill out the rest of this later if you'd like, or you can fill it out now. But
yeah, and it'll work pretty much in any country as well.
Yeah.
So it doesn't even have to be in the U.S.
Yeah, we got all the countries are loaded in there. And then I'm going to make this for groundwater and soil. You know, we got soil, vapor, wastewater, drinking water. You can add all kinds of media to this project later or right now. Yeah. So right now, once I get into my first project, it's going to take me around a little. This is a little tour it's going to give you. You can hit next. You can go through it, and as you click on new pages, depending on where you're going to go, there's going to be a new tour each time. You can always skip these, but I highly suggest you go through these tours. It'll show you where the buttons are and where you need to go.
And that'll happen the first 2 times you log in, or 3 times?
3 times you log in, those will show.
3 times? Yeah.
So now that I'm in an empty project here, I'm in the events tab. This is where it'll start you. And when you're in a normal, setup project, your events tab will have stuff here. But because this is a fresh new project here, I have nothing added to my site yet. So the first thing that you're going to do to add in a new project is you're going to go to your site settings, essentially, add sampling locations, because you can't plan new events until you have sampling locations uploaded. And you can do this 2 ways. You can go to site info here, and I have no idea why those balloons showed up. I think it's because my camera stopped working for some reason. All right, we don't need my camera right now. And then you can go through another tour here. And then you can also add wells here on the top right manually. So you can see on this top right, there's a button here, new well. And then I'm on soil up here, sowing locations, new boring location as well. And let's just add one of these manually real quick. So we're going to do MW255. That's a high number, but I'm going to be adding some manual stuff later. So, and then here's all the well construction information that we can add as well. We can add notes. We can also add GPS locations as well on here. But all you need to make a sample location is the well here. Now we have one added manually. We can also add them through this sample CSV here. I'm going to download the CSV, open it up. Now I can make a spreadsheet and I can add all my sample information through a spreadsheet, and I can drag and drop this in here as well. As you can see, this is the example. You would delete all this data inside here, and then you would upload that by dragging and dropping into this area. You can also use this data importer, which will help you import the data if it's not completely formatted to our sample CSV function. The other way to add data, which is, I think, the easiest way to add data, is in the data tab, which is where you add your lab data. So if you're working with a site that you've already worked with before, you have some lab data attached to this site already. Now, I'm just going to show you an example of what our upload file looks like. So here's a CSV of our lab data upload file. Now this is formatted to how we like it. There are other columns that we can add in here, but this is what you really need here. This lab data does have XYZ or XY coordinates in here. And we have the matrix, we have the sample date, chemical name, results, CAS, and the result fractions and detection limits built in here. So I know a lot of people get, CSVs of their lab data. It might look a little bit different than this. It might have, different headers in there with different names.
And it may have data that isn't necessarily needed, but you can still use it.
Right.
Yeah. So we can almost take just about anything. And Josh, if you could just point out where those videos are located as well.
Yeah. So anytime you want, some help here, I just hit these little question marks here. And there's some videos up here. I just click it. It'll play this video here.
Teach you how to use that one thing right there.
Yep. Just the individual where it's connected to. So now that I have my formatted lab EDD here, I grabbed this. I got this by hitting this download sample CSV. I deleted the data, added my own data. And then if my format was still a little off, my column headers were different than what this is, I can always grab this. I can use this data importer. Or I select this, I drag and drop my CSV into here, and this will rematch my column headers into the format that SampleServe likes it to be. And it's really simple for that. But for time's sake, we're just going to add this file here. So I have this demo lab upload. So I'm going to drag and drop this into here. Is this one? Maybe I'm not using the right one. Here we go. This is the one. Lab data. Sorry, I thought I knew I had which one I had. There we go. There's the one that I wanted. So it's going to give me a summary here. It's going to say these are all new locations right here. New substances added. These are all the substances in my upload. So it's going to import these new locations. I'm going to say looks good. So now I have my upload right here. This is attached to my site permanently. I can always go back and download this. And now I can go back into my sites here and I can see that I've uploaded automatically my sample locations here. So these are just there now. I can use these. There was also soil in this upload as well. I can go in. I can see that there's information attached to here that was attached to the upload here. This says GPS information. Now I can add a sitemap since I have GPS information uploaded to my individual site locations. So I can go into sitemaps, add a sitemap here. There's only 3 locations that have GPS locations on there. Typically, you're going to have more than that, and it's going to be more spread out. But you can see it automatically adds where the sample locations are. If I have a more spread out here, it's going to give me a more spread out map. But once you do have site locations added with lab data attached to it, you can go in and you can easily make box maps now. And it's going to give you, your box maps are going to be all size drawing at first. So you're just going to have to go in and change those sizings up, make the map bigger, make the boxes smaller until you get it the way you like it. So this is, pretty quick and easy that you can do right from the beginning of once you have your sample locations uploaded. And then once you have groundwater data in there as well, you can go in and make contours. You can make free product contours, all kinds of maps and graphs and stuff like that. Once you have that lab data in there, that's the nice part. But what you're really going to be doing right off the bat for a new project is you want to get out in the field sampling. Let's say you got something coming up next week and you want to take some, you want to do some gauging, you want to do some sampling as well.
Or even tomorrow.
Yeah. So that's what we'll make it for. So we'll call this Q1 monitoring. I'm going to go to the events, add event here. I'm going to select the date that I want it to happen on. That is tomorrow. I'm going to create this new sampling event. So it's going to grab all the sample locations that I've uploaded here. It's got the ones that came from the file upload that I did, and it also has the one that I manually added as well. As you can see, it's got the date here tomorrow. It's got the name of the event and what type of media I'm doing. If I'd like to create a new one of this, I can click this drop down here and I can duplicate this. I can also delete it as well.
Probably should have called it Q4, but we'll go with Q1.
Yes, semantics. So now that we got this, all these sample locations up here in my work scope, I can go over to manage tests. Now, right now I'm connected to the demo lab. Demo lab is going to be connected to all new projects that are created. And this is just a laboratory with a general test library built in here. There's not every single test in the world in this demo lab that you can use, but we are releasing next week, or in a couple days actually, the ability to add your own specific test in here. So if there's something here that you're not using, specifically if you're using a laboratory that's not participating, you're sending them paper chain of custodies, or they're not updating the tests on the back end for you, you can upload your own test version here, and it'll show up on the CSV. It'll show up on your sampling reports. It'll show up everywhere you need it to show up.
Yeah. So if you're using a lab that's working with us, then their menu would populate right there.
Yeah. And it would be updated all by what they need, what they want you to have.
Some labs, use a 250 mil poly for something, and others might use a 125.
Right. So I'm just going to add a bead test to this sample report, or this sample work scope here. Once I have these added, now I can choose my sampling method. I can do, we can put some of these for low flow. We can put some of these for 3 volume purge here. And I can just individually add these as I go. I can also create a form here, and I can add these individually to my samples. So I'm just going to show you how easy it is to create a general form. So I have a text prompt here.
And this would be for data other than like associated directly with a sample collection.
Yeah.
Like maybe you want to get, condition inspection or something like that.
Right.
Like does the vault does it need a cap? Does it need a bolt for the lid? That kind of thing.
Exactly. Because there is a built-in form for groundwater, and we know that you're doing 3 volume purge, built-in form for that. We know what you're going to collect for that. Low flow, we know what you're going to collect. There's going to be a low flow calculator built in. There's going to be a whole area for you to add low flow data when you're
So these custom forms are for additional things that you might want to grab while you're out there.
Right. So I just created this quick little form here. It's got a text prompt, number prompt, signature, photo, all kinds of options that you can do here. And your imagination really controls all the types of forms that you can add here. So I have this test form, and I'm going to add these all to my sample locations here. I can also set up duplicates on here as well. It's going to be able to know which ones that I'm sampling. So this drop down will only contain the sample locations that I'm sampling. I want to do a duplicate for BTEX. I can also handle all kinds of field blanks, MSDs down here. And I can also add a form to my entire event. You saw me add a form to each sample location. Down here, I can add in a form to all of my entire event. Let's say something that covers not just a specific sample location, but it covers the entire sampling event.
This would be like a tailgate safety meeting, or maybe a pre-mobilization checklist. Do you have all your equipment, that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. Now let's head over to the schedule tab. As we're going to add notes that'll just stay on the back end here for the sampler. These notes, some of these notes down here will transfer over to each new event that you create. These notes will just stay connected to this one. I can also add notes that go to the sampler in here. So I can say, lock is on the chain. Call Dan at blah, blah, blah. So these notes will transfer over to the field app so that the sampler in the field will be able to know what's going on. I can also add users as my assigned sampler through here. So far, it's just me on this account, so I'm going to add myself. And then I can go over to COC details. I can add all kinds of COC information that'll go on the COC.
It'd be like billing and turnaround time, that kind of stuff.
And then I can go over to my Forms tab afterwards. I can print a paper copy of my COC here. I don't need to do that because I'm generating a digital one in the field. I can download a field data form, all kinds of paper options if you'd like here. I can also download a version of one of our pre-printed labels. Now these pre-printed labels go on an Avery label form. It's just a typical label form that you'd buy at like an Office Max or something. You put it in your laser printer and then print this out. So you can apply these, afterwards, or you can use our printer that comes in the field as well. And these are sold separately, but they really save a lot of time. Or you can pre-print these as well. So you have multiple options for labels. You just need to sign and date these ones as opposed to the ones in the field. have those automatically added through the field app. So now that I have my work scope, pretty much set up here, I know there's a lot of things I can add still, but for time's sake, this is what I'm showing you now. I can go over to my my tablet here, and you can see I have my assign tab right here. And I'm going to go over there, and I'm just going to refresh this screen. Hopefully I'm on the right account on this one. Yep, I am. So here's my quarter 1 monitoring. And I logged in through the same account here on my tablet. And so it's going to show me everything that's on this, all the work scopes that I'm attached to on this tablet here. And I'm going to click into this work scope here. And now you're going to see these are the GPS locations of my sample locations. If I was near this, it would show me on this map too. And here's all the samples that I need to do. It's going to sort of clean to dirty here. I can resort these if I'd like. It's going to show me which ones I have duplicates on. And it's going to show me that my data on my tablet is currently matching the data in the cloud right now by this little green arrow here. Now, I'm not going to, for time's sake, we like to keep this down to 20 minutes. Maybe next week we'll show you, further into the app by actually doing this whole sample collection activity here. But we just want to show you that's how easy it is to get your project set up and planned from the platform to the app. And, there's we can go further in later about how to actually collect these. Let me go in real quick, and I just want to show you the form that we generated here. So I'm going to click into a sample location. I can add my GPS. I can add photos here. I'm going to hit the start sampling button at the bottom. This is going to be elevation information. So this is your low flow or your 3-volume purge information that's built in. This form right here is already built in. We know you're collecting groundwater data. And then I'm going to go over to field data here. And this is my custom form that I put in as well. It's got text prompt signature. Photos. You just created that. Yep, just created this. So
that could be a well inspection form, like is a bolt missing or
right. Yeah, pretty much any kind of data that you'd like to collect that we're not already collecting on the built-in form.
Yeah.
So that's gonna do it. We're just a little over in time, but I think we managed to show you a lot in 20 minutes. And that's really the whole shebang with the app getting started. Like I said, the hardest part about getting started is managing your own data and figuring out where it's at and getting it, just making sure that it's ready to be imported. That's
even though it's the hardest part, it's not that hard.
Right.
So it's really pretty simple.
Mm-hmm.
So, and your file doesn't have to be perfect. We've got some software in there that'll kind of help make that look better and easy to upload. So, and not only that, if you are having any trouble, just let us know. We'll be happy to get your project set up for you.
Send your file over to us. We'll upload it for you. If you're having problems, you say, hey, I don't know what's going on with this lab EDD that I'm trying to upload.
Yep.
Send it over. We'll format it right and get it uploaded on your project.
Yeah, we can. We're pretty good at this. We've been doing it a while. So.
Yeah, we do it all the time.
Yeah.
And if you'd like to get a further detailed, intro to the platform, we do have a virtual demo on the website. Go to SampleServe.com. Click this virtual demo button in the top, and it'll take you through short videos that'll go through each, project setup, the field app, chain of custody, lab app, all the different portions of the platform individually.
Yeah. We're happy to do a live demo for you as well.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. All right. Well,
thanks,
yeah. I think we made it in time. I tried to go as fast as possible I knew it was a lot to cover in 20 minutes, but I think we did it. We did it right.
All right.
So, see you guys next week.
See you.
Good one. Thank you.